This is like worst case scenario right now. The middle of a severe heat wave. We are actually right in the proper hardest hit areas at the moment.
And as good as this camp is, it doesn't have a power box, so we will not be running our aircon. And
it ended up going through the grill and into the engine bay. I thought I could get it out because that was about 8 days ago, but it's still there. This has been a bit of a testing day. Welcome to the show. G'day, excuse the sunnies please. It is sunset, golden hour, you know how it is, but it's also very, very bright and there's also flies everywhere. This does look a teeny bit different to Exmouth, and that is because we are at the Overlander Roadhouse. We have left Exmouth, left the Worthies, which we are very, very sad about, but we are headed on a different quest, the Christmas side quest. It's Operation Get Home Quick. Well, not that quick, we gave ourselves like 9 days to get to Victoria, regional Victoria, to see my mum for Christmas. Jess is going to fly over quickly, see her family, and then my sister's flying over. I'm sure Jess has already filled you in on all of this, but that's what we're doing now. We're driving down the west coast and then across the Nullarbor and over to regional Victoria. So we're in roadhouses now, and the digs aren't really as good as Exmouth, I'll be honest. Well, the digs are, the scenery not so much, not in this car park anyway. But happy to be here, happy to be on the road. It's actually really nice to get some, you know, some miles back under my belt. I feel like I hadn't driven in ages. Snowy, as always, is doing beautifully, as is the Ranger. So that's it from me, folks. I'm gonna go have a beer and to just cooking for dinner. I think it's burgers. I think she did say burgers. I hope she said burgers. Otherwise we're going to the Roadhouse.
Day 2 on the road, and we are 1 hour out of our stop for tonight. We left the Overlander Roadhouse this morning at 7 AM. Probably a 8 out of 10 spot. I mean, I had a good sleep, wasn't too hot. There's just nothing there. Obviously there's a Roadhouse, so if you want to have dinner you can go into the Roadhouse, but
8 out of 10.
yeah, I mean, I had nothing to complain about.
They charge $10. I mean, luckily we have a caravan, but they charge $10 to get into the shower pool.
So if you want to use the shower and the toilets, it is $10, and there's powered sites, but we didn't inquire about them, so I don't know how much they are, but I think it's a good stop along the way. And if you're doing something like us and driving across the country, it was a good night's rest stop. I saw online someone said it looked like Mars, and I have to agree, it was just a lot of red dirt, but it served its purpose. So today we've just been driving. We've got the Starlink mounted on the roof because I kind of thought it would be a good opportunity to try and get some work done.
Bring it around.
Just chatting with truckies. Thought it would be a good opportunity to get some work done, since I'm just sitting here for like 5-6 hours a day while Josh drives, and it's been a little bit of like a touch and go situation. It's a bit patchy, but for the times that it is connected, I have been getting work done, so it's felt a little bit more productive. But other than that, yeah, we are just sitting on our butts. Anything to say?
No, other than if you guys have Starlink mounted to your roof and using it in motion, please let us know if it works well for you, because I think we're going to have to upgrade equipment. We're still on Gen 2, which has served me well over the years, but I've never used it in motion and it doesn't really like it. Yeah.
What's this one called?
I don't know.
No, this campsite.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
But it comes with free electrolytes. Should we try them?
No.
Why not?
What are they?
Called a mixed berry quick stick. I'm gonna try one. You gotta reduce, reuse, recycle.
I'm going to come on here and say I wouldn't recommend consuming something that you found on the ground at a random free camp.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. You're what's wrong with the world.
So I'm stoked to be out of the car, but as far as free camps go, this one's got shade, picnic tables, a little fire pit,
electrolytes,
free electrolytes on the ground, and bins. I feel like bins is one thing that the like random spots like gravel pits and free camps don't usually have. And like we were just at Windabandy, so we were used to collecting our rubbish and taking it with us. We went to Yardie, but it's the little things, isn't it? It's so nice to have a bin. Obviously we've got our awning going out to assist with the shade because she's pretty hot, and as good as this camp is, it doesn't have a power box, so we will not be running our aircon. As you guys can probably hear in the background, we've got the aircon on because we are indeed on a powered site. We're at Southern Cross Caravan Park, which is a cute little caravan park in a town called Southern Cross, which I think is pretty cool. I'd never heard of, but Josh was saying there are multiple places in Australia, multiple towns called Southern Cross. So that's one little plus of this run across Australia, is we're stopping in little places that we probably wouldn't be stopping in were we traveling. No offense to these little towns, so cute, and love that we have the chance to see them, but not really somewhere that we would probably add to our list had we not been doing big Ks like this. But anyway, I'm super stoked to have aircon because, as you guys would probably assume, it's been really hot. It was hitting tops of like 46 today as we were driving in the car, and we were feeling so bad for the ute that it was having to tow and perform in such hot weather. But thankfully we have a night of rest. I'm getting some more work done. Josh is chilling outside. His eyes are bloodshot because he's so tired. It's getting hard to film at the moment, only because we're just so tired by the end of the day, and of course when we're in the car there's not much to show you guys, but I still want to document this little part of our adventure because it is part of our story, and of course, you know, a big feat and something that we're excited to be doing. But I'm definitely looking forward to hitting the Nullarbor. That's going to be a highlight for me because I do love the Nullarbor, but funnily enough, I reckon you get like 50 Ks into the Nullarbor and you're like, okay, when's it over? Like, it's exciting and it's a novelty, and I'm keen to do it again, this time towing. But I think I'm even more excited for when we head back west, when we get to take our time, see the stops, spend more time in South Australia. And yeah, this is the Kentucky tour, and we'll have the Grand Tour on the way back.
Welcome to Southern Cross WA, one of I think 3 places in Australia that bear that name, and the middle of a severe heat wave. We are actually right in the proper hardest hit areas at the moment, and I've been trying to make a bit of captain's call on what we're going to do, whether we stay around here in Southern Cross and then wait for it to head east as it's predicted to do. It's like a 3 or 4 day weather event. Or do we just sort of push through and push a bit slower speeds, lower engine temps, all of that sort of stuff? And I think that is what we're going to do. Everyone else is still, I'm looking around, everyone else is still getting on with their life, and so we're going to get along with ours too. We have places to be, people to see. Oh man, it's just going to be hard. Like, oh, not hard, I just, no one likes doing this. Like, I don't know if anyone else is with me, but I just feel like I'm like destroying my vehicle and sort of just putting it through hell, and it probably hates me because, as you know, 4-wheel drives are all sentient beings, right? So anyway, this is just going to be about managing temperatures, working our way through Southern Cross to Balladonia today. We're going to start the Nullarbor, and then we're hoping for those, as I said, those temperatures to sort of ease, and as we go across the Nullarbor we'll likely be facing a bit of a headwind. So look, that would be great if they did ease, so that we're not pushing even more load onto the engine as we're going across the Nullarbor in this heat. So that's where we're at. Stay tuned. I'm going to drop a bit of grey water out here. Obviously we're in caravan parks because we want a bit of power. It's so hot and we want the aircon. but I didn't hook up any of the sort of shore power connections aside from power. So I'm just going to drop some grey water now and then maybe bump up the water tanks, although I want to keep weight down for this bit of the trip. We'll see how we go. Hopefully you can hear me over this rain, but it is just an incredible weather system that we're going through at the moment. It has dropped the ambient temperature by over 12 degrees already. The Utes loving life, Turbo's loving life. It's just so cool though, because we have not, I'm gonna have to slow down. We have not seen rain for months and months. This has invigorated me a bit. I feel like I'm chasing a storm, and anyone who knows me knows I love a big storm. $90 miles straight. Oh my gosh, it's really bright out here. That's where we are currently, and it is still really hot. We're running like 42 degrees out here, and obviously towing in these conditions is not ideal, but we're making headway slowly, more slowly than I would like, just to keep those engine temperatures under control. We haven't had any issues, and I don't want to have any issues, but here we are, 90 miles straight. I think this is the 11th or 12th time I've done it, and probably the 9th time in the Ranger. So yeah, she's done a few continental crossings, but we're out here. I'm excited. Next stop, Kaiguna, and then we're going to Border Village tonight, camping on the border. Nice time zone change, bit of jet lag, domestic jet lag, and that's where we're heading. So let's cue the music and go. Okay, we're at Kaiguna now. That was a short 300-meter trip. There's a few things going on. Number one, when we were in Yardie Creek, a mouse, I saw it, came out from the bins. We're doing the rubbish run, and came out and it jumped up on the bull bar. I tried to grab it, it didn't let me, and it ended up going through the grill and into the engine bay. I thought I could get it out because that was about 8 days ago, but it's still there. I know that because Jess left some barbecue snacks in the Ranger last night, even though she shouldn't have, and they got it eaten, and it's very obvious that it was a mouse. So we got that going on. And I'm really worried because they really can ride off vehicles. They can do a lot of damage. So I'm trying to keep an eye on that. So I'm checking every Roadhouse for mouse traps, but also checking them for this Wagyu beef jerky that I love. And I'm going to try to find it for you guys so that you guys can go out and get it as well. But here we are. This is just not ideal. There's so many things sort of going wrong, but the little annoying things like heat waves and mice, and even like we had a herd, or you wouldn't call it a herd, but we got absolutely buzzed by blowflies, and now there's about 50 of them in the car as well. That's just traveling out back Australia for you though. But here we are, Kaiguna Roadhouse. Let's go check for mouse traps and beef jerky. Okay, no mouse traps obviously, and no jerky. I don't know why I'm looking for mouse traps. I'm just trying to, you know, try my luck. But I did get this sticker. So that's about the millionth Nullarbor sticker that I'm going to bang on the ute, and I think at this point the stickers are pretty much structural to the canopy, so I wouldn't dare take them off, and I wouldn't dare get rid of it. I think if I ever had to get rid of this canopy, I'd just keep the doors, because that's where all the stickers are. But let's keep trucking, eh? See if we can find some mouse traps somewhere else. Good morning, welcome to day something of this trip across Australia. We are leaving Border Village on our way to Ceduna this morning, but we have one important stop just before we go that Jess really wanted to see, apparently.
The true blue, really?
And he's of course true blue because he's got a rather large thing of Vegemite. Walk through where we're at.
Disgusting.
Come on, just say that.
I look really gross. I really don't want to be on camera right now. But got some iced tea, and we just had some lunch at the Nullarbor. Oh, that was very close to my face.
More energy, more passion. We are just knackered from driving. It's yeah, it just, I don't know what it is. It's like, You're just sitting there. It's not even a Nullarbor thing, it's any straight road. But we're all good. We're getting back in the car now. We've just fueled ourselves up. We don't need fuel in the big rig because we've got that long range fuel tank in it. I'm just look at this. That makes me so sad. Like I feel that because it's Christmas time and that's somebody traveling across the nation, probably going to see family or doing something or just trying to see it, and they're broken down, and that's the stuff that breaks your heart when you're a traveler. So I hope they're all right. Mouse update. No. There's no mouse traps at the roadhouses here. We've looked at every single one, and now we've got this weird noise coming from behind the dash, like clicking at a certain RPM, and I've pulled it all apart and checked the fan and everything. I think this is something the mouse has done, and if anyone has any suggestions, seriously please. So far I think it's a singular mouse, but apparently they breed like rabbits. It's honestly upset me so much. It's my pride and joy, and there's a mouse in there, and if anyone doesn't know, they genuinely can write your car off. So they can do that much damage, and I can't even find the bloody thing. Anyway, back to the Nullarbor.
We've just pulled up at a beautiful spot in Seduna, but struggling to relax and take in the views behind us because we are having some issues with the Ranger. We've been hearing a weird sound today that's just been getting worse as we've been driving, so taking the opportunity now to have a look. Poor Josh is under the ute with his broken rib, trying to investigate what it is that we're hearing and whether it's going to stop us from getting home.
Big oil leak. This is like worst case scenario right now. I need to think about what we're gonna do next. About what I'm gonna do next. Wherever this is, it's coming from pretty high up in the engine bay. I know it's not the rocker cover. Now my fear is that it's maybe the head, so that's where I'll look next. This is the Ranger's first ever oil leak. How good would it be if it's an intercooler hose or something related to that, because I am carrying that. I'm carrying a lot of spares, but not a lot of spare gaskets. This one, the sounds are really hard to replicate, so I'm actually kind of stumped on this one. Like everything was more pointing towards nothing engine related and something like aircon actuators or something like that. And then to come underneath and see a bunch of oil there. When you investigate things like these, you have to wonder if they're related or you've just found two separate issues, given we've just towed through a heat wave. Aircon could have gone, and so too could have intercooler or something else like that. So are they two separate issues? Have we found the issue? I don't know. I don't know. The sun's going down. I want to sort this. I wanted to be out of here early in the morning. I'm kind of bummed. Like, first ever oil leak. This Ranger's been so trusty, and I had been thinking about retiring it because it's been around this country so much more than any Ranger would have. But I can't find anything better than it to replace it with. Maybe it hurt me saying that, and it's just a bit pissed off with me.
So these are the times that it definitely pays to travel with someone who has a mechanical background, because if it were me solo traveling, I think I would have absolutely no idea what I was doing. I mean, I know I would have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at, but thankfully when Josh looks in the engine and under the ute, he has a pretty good idea of what is a major issue and what's going on. So fingers crossed we can sort this out and we can head out in the morning, and no more dramas for the next, how many kilometers have we got left? 1,500?
Sure, it's like 2,000 at least.
Oh.
But the problem is, it's like we're out of heat country and into hill country, like that crawl out of Adelaide and all of that. Like, shit. It's alright, we'll fix it. We will fix it. And what better place to discover your first ever oil leak in your most favourite pride and joy than here, wherever this camp is called, because I honestly don't know. Do you know what's weird and superstitious, and you'll love this?
What?
So I did the oil change on the Ranger the other day, and it takes 9.8 litres of oil, and I bought a 10 litre thing of oil, and I was just thinking about rubbish and all of that stuff, and I was right next to a bin, and I thought, I'll just chuck this, I'm never going to need it. not carting around a 10-litre container with 200 ml in it. And then I thought, you know what, no, it's still got a lot of K's to go, who knows what'll happen. Be smart, keep that oil, you might need it. Turns out we do need it.
Something else we did today was put peppermint oil around the ute and in where we think the mouse could potentially be nesting, because I think Josh would have said earlier, we thought perhaps the mouse was causing some carnage in there and was contributing to whatever was going wrong. This is not mouse related though, is it? The mouse couldn't have done
Unless the mouse knows I really, really want to end its life, because that's the only way I'll know that it's out of my ute. This is not mouse related, unfortunately. I am tracing it now around this side. I think I can see where the oil has at least been. So it's funny, I thought it led me all the way around the motor. So I don't know, I think we're midway and I'm trying to remember what's on this side. On this side we got some oil coolers. I think we're coming around to the back of the EGR, but I wouldn't expect to see oil from that. I'm still stumped, unless it's something aftermarket. I didn't do anything to the oil. See, because it's here too, look.
Yeah, and that's where the sound's coming from my feet.
If you're ever trying to trace things in your own vehicle, you can see here, like, this is covered half in oil, and you can see that it's quite uniform on the front and not on the back, and that tells me that this isn't the source of the leak, but what it is saying is that the leak is somewhere further forward, because as we're moving forward, the oil is still quite viscous from the heat of the motor and everything like that, and it's blowing backwards. So these things are really good indicators, because now I know I don't really need to be looking much further back for this oil leak. I know definitely it's somewhere more forward, somewhere around here, because I've already been led this way. So that's a good way to trace the oil leaks, and I really hope you don't have to use that lesson. Holy bloody dolly, say it with me guys. This has been a bit of a testing day, and I'm just being quiet to pay respect to the neighbours there, but the ute's going well. Leak update is that I cannot for the life of me trace it. So I've just degreased the motor and let it run all day, you know, as I normally would, obviously just keeping an eye on it, to see where that leak formed, and it's not leaking anymore, whatever it was. Obviously something to do with the engine, so I'll just keep watching it. Plan is when we get to our destination, I'm just going to spend a good amount of time going over the vehicle, going over the van, making sure we're all good for stage 2 of this trip, because we're not even halfway through. You know, car troubles, honestly, if you didn't have them with what we've been towing through, this heat wave, the amount of kilometers, the everything, then you're just straight up lucky. I think it's an inevitability when you're going this far, this hot, this hard, that something's going to happen. And so to the ute, I just say thank you for keeping on, because it may have its little foibles sometimes, but it's never ever not gotten me home, and it will get me home once again. So that's the update. We are now in Port Pirie. I'm too tired to work out how to say it properly, but this is where we are. It's also still 45 degrees, and it is about 6 p.m. or thereabouts. There's the sun, you work it out. All right guys, I'll leave you to it.
We're on the final home stretch, thank God, because we are so sick of waking up and driving every single day. We departed Port Pirie this morning, which we had a really nice night. We just went to the local pub and actually had a really long conversation with the publican, who taught us a lot about the history and a bunch of other interesting topics. But we had 800 kilometers to go this morning, so we're a few hours in, and funnily enough, if we were in the ute, we'd probably be home tonight, but obviously towing is a little more slow going.
We were just in the ute, we would have been home 4 days ago.
Anyway, back to my point, it would be a lot quicker if we were in the ute, but obviously towing is a lot more slow going, so we have been stopping and taking a bit longer. So tonight we'll stop somewhere and only have hopefully a short drive tomorrow, and then it's over. We can chill, we can decorate the van for Christmas, which I'm super excited for, and of course catch up with family and friends. I also have a flight to catch, so lots of traveling, but that's all the fun of the adventure, and we are very lucky that we even have the opportunity to return and see family and celebrate the festive season.
We have just had huge success. I was talking to Jess today about the Ranger and what's going on. Excuse these horrible seat covers, by the way, they're getting replaced, they're filthy. I was talking to Jess about what was going on with the motor, and we're talking about injectors because it's running through things that it could be. And I was just thinking, you know, I've looked after this motor, I know this motor, it can't be. And then we had the conversation about injectors, and I was like, no, it can't be them, they've just been done. But I was away filming and they were done somewhere else, and I went and checked them, and sure enough, if I put I was up there with a stethoscope, well, a screwdriver acting as a stethoscope, checking all the injectors, but all I had to do was lean on the second injector and it stopped the tap completely. That tap we were super worried about because it doesn't sound nice. You want to hear it? So as you hopefully just heard there, that is the tick in the motor sorted out, and it's no longer a tick in the motor. I can easily go fix that, it's just a loose injector. So stoked with that, I never doubted the ute, that's why we kept looking. Now the oil leak is an interesting thing because I was up there investigating the injectors, and as I looked furthest back on the block, so the last cylinder, cylinder 5, I noticed a little pool of oil, just a small one, and a bit of a weep around injector 5 as well. And sure enough, same place that, you know, it was done by, obviously by the same person who did the injectors, and it's actually a really quality workshop. I would say that this is just something that happened because I was putting a lot of time pressure on them. Anyway, that bit of oil there was enough to fill up the other day as we went up some really steep climbs and did a bit of four-wheel driving, yardie and stuff like that, and that oil from there finally made its way down. What that is the injector seal on cylinder 5. So another really simple fix. I think when we get to Victoria, we'll replace all the injector seals, clean that oil up. I'm just so happy that that has been sorted out. I've been sitting here bricking it for the last 2 or 3 days. Ask Jess, I've been in a foul mood. Like, this is better than Christmas. So thank you to whatever. How do you do it?
We've made it to Victoria and had a big sleep in today, and we're feeling a lot better for it. I'm so excited to not be in the car and driving another 500 kilometers today. So we have some pretty epic views here. We are very lucky that Josh's mum lives on such a stunning property. Take a look at this. So the plan for today is pack my bags because I'm flying to Sydney in 2 days. Gonna go for a big walk because I've been sitting for too long, and of course Christmas decorations, which is exciting because it's the first year I haven't had the traditional Christmas tree, and I'm a very Christmassy person. So we were in Exmouth and there was just nowhere to buy decorations, and I got this little thing from IGA. It's so cute, it lights up, and this little tree was actually given to us by a woman working at the Balladonia Roadhouse, because Josh was saying, we have no Christmas decorations, do you have anything we can buy? And she just said, you can have that. So we've got some lights and we're going to string them up today as well, and I think the van's going to look super cute. So exciting, finally we are putting up our Christmas lights, something that has definitely been missing from the van all of December. I would have put them on December 1st if we could have, but now that we're parked up on the farm, it's time to get Christmas decorating. Here's the daytime test run.
It just looks ridiculous in the daytime.
Hopefully tonight they look a bit more impactful.
There was a lot of debate about these wheels and whether they should be LED Christmas lighted. We went for a semi Christmas light instead theme.
We'll check back tonight. Got my bag packed and I'm ready to go. So I'm getting on my flight today at 2:30 p.m. and it's gonna be so weird to head back to Sydney. We've only been gone since the end of July, but it feels like a really, really long time, and obviously we formed all these new habits in the caravan, and I'm gonna be sad to leave it. Like, you would think that I would be eager for a break, for a house, for, you know, running water consistently and power and all that kind of stuff, but I love the caravan life. I love being off grid and I love the self-sustainability aspect of it, and just, you know, having our own little space. And right now you can probably see we are parked up on Josh's mum's property, so her house is back that way, and we're just in her front yard ruining the view, or I would say enhancing the view. I'm heading home and Josh is going to stay here, and while we're here we are going to do a walk around for you guys. We keep getting questions about you know, what's on the ute, like specific questions about the caravan, all that kind of stuff, so we're going to answer those for you, and I'm just going to get Josh to do a rig rundown on both the rigs so that we can let you know exactly what we tour with and why and what we like about it. So stay tuned for that one if you are one of the people that has been messaging us and commenting that, because yeah, it has been a common question, which is understandable. Until then, Merry Christmas everyone, Happy New Year, and I hope that these YouTube videos have been helping inspire you guys to get out and have some adventures of your own, and I hope that we've given you the intel on the adventures so that you can go and create some incredible Australian memories.